Hi there, Dr. David Plardey here today. I'd like to share some information about emerging evidence suggesting a link between Ozempic and similar drugs like it and rare eye problems that include blindness. The information that I'm sharing with you today comes from the FDA Adverse Events Reporting System. It does not prove causation. There's a condition that's called non-arthritic anterior ischemic optic neuropathy. Isn't that a mouthful? The essence of this condition is the reduction of blood flow, a sudden reduction to blood flow to the optic nerve. In effect, it's like having a stroke in your eyeball. But there is an explanation physiologically why this might be happening. And it has to do with the fact that these semaglutide medications slow the digestive system, slow the emptying of the stomach. In fact, it slows every part of the digestive system. But when the stomach remains full for long periods, the vagus nerve recognizes that fullness and signals the feeding centers and satiety centers of the hypothalamus to nullify hunger and keep the satiety center activated. This is the part of the brain that tells you that you're full and satisfied. So it can be easily theorized that when we take these types of medications, we're less hungry and we eat less. But it can also be theorized that people eat substantially less vegetables and fruits. Now, fruits and vegetables are comprised of mainly water. And so this can result in significant dehydration, and it can affect peripheral vascular physiology. And let me explain a little bit about the digestive system. When you eat something and you put it in your mouth, the first thing that we do is mastication. Fancy words for we chew our foods, we tear the tissues of the foods, and then we salivate. We swallow, and the food goes into the stomach where it is pre-digested. So there's some digestive juices, and there's some mechanical digestion with stomach muscle contractions. That then moves into the small intestine where food is chemically digested. So we get digestive enzymes from the pancreas, we get bile salts from the gallbladder, and these digestive compounds break down our foods so that it can be absorbed through the walls of the small intestine into the bloodstream. But the part of your food that cannot be chemically digested, the fiber in your vegetables and your fruits, will move through the small intestine unchanged. And as it enters the large intestine, what happens is we pull the water and the minerals from our food across the walls of the large intestine into the bloodstream. And that water absorption contributes to the liquid portion of your blood. So your blood volume is essentially 55% liquid called plasma. And 96% of your plasma is water. The balance of your blood is solids, and it's 45% of the blood volume that comes from your white blood cells, your red blood cells, and other things. So if a person eats markedly less vegetables and fruits, the part of the food that can't be chemically digested, that contains lots of water, won't be present. And then as a result, the water does not get absorbed. And over time, the blood volume will decrease, specifically related to your plasma levels. This will affect peripheral vascular physiology and pressure in the peripheral vascular system that could cause a decrease in blood flow and oxygen to the optic nerve, causing permanent damage. Now, again, I want to make it clear, I'm not saying that Ozempic is causing blindness, but there are associations. This needs to be taken seriously. If weight loss is something that's really important to you, if you're suffering side effects, you need to talk to your medical doctor immediately. I do want to mention that today many people that take semaglutide medications and GLP-1s are getting them through a subscription where there's little to no medical supervision. And I believe this is a mistake. I believe that you're opening yourself up to some potential risks, and you might want to rethink that. As I close out my conversation with you today, I'm going to give you a shameless plug that for the last 34 years, I've helped people lose body fat and spare their muscle without hunger and without cravings. If you'd like to learn more about the Plurday method of science-based weight loss, you can go to the Plurday Institute website. You can send me a personal note from the Get Started page, and I can get back to you within 24 hours. We can talk about your circumstances and to look into the idea of whether the Plurday method is a good fit for you. You can also talk to a live person. You can call 844-756-8733, and our intake department can get your information and hopefully get you on the right road to better health, joy, and self-respect. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you have a great day. Take care.